on this, it will be displayed to the shares page, a particular share. The nav bar, from here you can change the color of the primary color, secondary color, default text color, the primary settings of the website. You can also change the font and size, everything. For database, you can by clicking on add collection, you can add new database to the website, and you can also add or delete a particular property by just clicking on the add, or let's say if you want to delete a property, so viewing it and click on this, and here's the delete option. I'm not gonna delete. This is the list of the screen. All total there are 6 lists, and this one's a horizontal card. Also, there are quite a variety when it comes to images. It's like 7 to 8 options for image list. It's card list, simple list, image list. So I have used most of the image list for this website. This is the avatar list. The list method is same, where you have to select a database and then add the sorting and select where the logo and all will be displayed. Just adding the link, it will be leaded to other page. A search bar with some image list. Profile page, this is a single image component, and this is what it will display. What is you logged in user's image. Feedback form has 3 input fields. You can add input field, you can delete it from here, and automatic field means you can add an automatic email field, which is the email is already registered in, and it will be displayed according to the user. For top shares, I have used a simple list, and this is a simple text list. This one is a simple image list. So the image shares will be presented here as well, and it is linked to the shares page. Holdings, for holdings, it is used a horizontal card list, and for watch letter as well. But there are 2 different databases for it. This is the shares page, which will have the image of that particular share. Let me show you how. Yeah. So the data from holding, watch list, and share database is fetched in this database, in this page. So the image will be displayed here, short info about the company name here, and for here, and then whether it is active, keys, low, high. This button is leaded to adding it to the holding page. This one is leaded to adding it to the watch database page. We haven't yet seen the profile page. This is the profile, first the name, then the email, and the username. We will log out as we are done with the demonstration. That was all for the demonstration. Let's get back to the. Okay. That was all for the demonstration. Now I'll discuss some challenges as a beginner I have faced. Although the Adalo no-code web and app builder is beginner friendly, compared to other such no-code builders like Bubble, it was I had faced some challenges, like implementing functionalities such as navigation, form submission, and data storage can present challenges in understanding the workflow and ensuring seamless functionality. To overcome this, I used Adalo's community support from Adalo community, and the documentation and resources have helped me as well. Although it provides customizing design options, and achieving the exact design or aesthetic can sometimes be challenging. By experimenting with different themes and components and color schemes to find the desired look and feel, one can achieve the design of their choice. Even though it was beginner friendly, there were some challenges I faced as in person. First one was adding a search bar. Up to my knowledge, Adalo web development does not have a search bar component, whereas app development has one. In fact, it has a whole screen as a default layout. So while going to Adalo's interface, got to know that an image list component has an attribute of a list search that has a search bar, and whatever is searched will be displayed in the image list. The one was duplicating the components. As you saw that the navbar is an absolute element throughout the website. And as a beginner, I had no idea how to duplicate a screen or a particular component. So I went through the Adalo's forum and got to know that using Alt key and dragging the desired component or a screen can help duplicate it. Next one was sending data from one screen to another. So the database had 5 stocks all in total, and I had to create one page that will display the relative information of a selected stocks. And as there were 5 pages, but further it may be 100 pages, and no one's going to design 100 different pages for 100 different stocks. So sending data from all over the website, and the data is supposed to be fetched on one page, and I had to display there. That was quite challenging. So in conclusion, this task has been an incredible opportunity for me to immerse myself in the world of app development using Adalo, a no-code platform for building mobile and web applications. Following the tutorial video, I built a website responsive and explored Adalo's features and functionalities firsthand. So customizing the website with a visually appealing theme and incorporating various components has given a valuable insight into designing user-friendly apps, and also implementing such functionalities like navigation, data storage, and fulfilling. So it was all quite interesting. Some references link that have helped me. The first one is for forum, Adalo's forum, from where I learned to link the screen and everything. The second one is I used for duplicating the screen, the Alt key. Yeah, the shortcut. The third one is for the chat GPT. I have prepared my presentation through that. And next one is the GitHub link and the YouTube tutorial that I was provided from the task. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to any questions or queries you may have. Also, you can contact me through the email mentioned. Thank you.
Right. So, are you taking any questions?
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Hello.
Sir?
Right. Can you hear me? Hello. 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 Can you guys hear me?
I can't hear you, sir.
Okay. I'm audible to. Okay. I'm audible to every other participant.
Not to me. I don't know.
You have joined with 2 devices, I guess.
No, you're not audible, sir. To me. Just a second.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Audible.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because you have joined with 2 devices.
Actually, one's for my PC and the other one's for phone.
Okay. Well, are you taking any questions?
Sir, I didn't heard you from start.
Can you? Okay, okay, okay. I'm just gonna ask then. Although it was for the real-time stock data application, but can you think about some other application where Adalo can be useful?
Yeah, it can be used for hotel management, where the database can need to be updated most of the time, and for for real time contacting with customer and user, that time the Adalo can be useful.
Right. Yeah. Good answer. Okay. Talking about the PPT, the theme which you used was unique, and you explained like very properly and in detail about the task, and the walkthrough. The demo part was good as well. It was properly explained, and the PPT was well structured. So I believe it was a very good presentation about this topic. So and the end of the presentation was good as well. The hook story which you started with was good as well. That's all from my side.
Yeah, last time I was told to focus more on conclusion side, so I tried to do better there.
Yeah, I can see that you have improved from last time.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
I'll stop now.
yeah, you can stop sharing. Right. Uh, Next we have Swetha with us. Right, you can start sharing, Swetha.
Okay, sir. Sir, is my screen is visible?
Yeah, your screen is visible. Just turn your camera on.
Sir, is my camera is visible?
No, it's not. Is there any problem with the camera?
Uh, don't know, sir.
It's not turned on. I can see it's not turned on. Okay, you have connected with two devices as well. Yeah, okay, okay, I get it. Okay. Camera is visible now.
Ma,
Right, I get it. Yeah, you can continue. Right, Sweta, you're not audible.
sir, is my screen?
Yeah, it's echoing. Can you speak some words?
Sir, is my
It's still echoing.
sir, is my screen is visible?
Yeah, it's proper now. You can start. The screen is visible as well. You can start, Swetha.
Thank you, sir.
The mic which you used earlier was not echoing. Maybe try with that.
Good evening, all. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Today, I am going to give a presentation on topic of set up Amazon simple email services. These are the content of this topics. First, let me you explain what is email. Basically, email is a electronic mail that used for transforming information from one person to another or more than that. Then, for example, if we have a client A and client B, if you want to transfer information from client A to client B, we can use a simple mail transmission protocol to transfer mail from one person to another. AWS, Amazon Simple Email Services is the online platform that provides a scalable and cost-effective cloud computing solution. And it also provides on-demand platforms like database storage, cloud computing, etc. Amazon Simple Email Services. Amazon Simple Email Services is a cloud-based email sending and receiving services provided by Amazon Web Services, and it is also used for business purpose for sending a transactional marketing and notification mails to the customer. How it's work? Email sending. Basically, email sendings in Amazon Simple Email Services allows you to send programmatically emails in Simple Email Services in AWS. And it is also allow you to send emails in various formats like HTML, text and attachment also. Email receiving. Amazon Simple Email Services enables programmatically receiving emails within AWS, and it is also enables you to stored in Amazon storage services. High durability. It ensures high email durability using a various mechanisms like content filtering, IP reputation management, etc. Scalability and reliability. It offers scalability and reliability for handling a large email volume. For example, if you want to share large emails from at a time, we can use AWS SEMs to transfer that mails at the same times. Customization and personalization. Customization and personalization features allows for dynamic email content. For example, if you want to customize your email by your requirement. Integration with AWS service. Amazon SES integrate with other AWS service for seamless email processing, cost effective. Amazon Simple Email Services follows a pay-as-you-go pricing model. That means you have to pay for only what you send and receiving mails. To set up an Amazon email services, these are the steps to follow. First step, create an Amazon account and log in into that account. Step 2, open the Simple Email Services console and verify your email address or domain for sending emails. Step 4, now we have to create a SMTP credential to sending AWS emails. What is SMTP and why we use? SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transmission Protocol. It is a standard protocol used for sending and receiving email messages between servers over the internet. Creating a SMTP credential for Amazon, SMTP setup is unnecessary because it allows you to protect or authenticate and securely send emails using the simple mail transmission protocol. Step 5. You can choose to define a IAM username or use the default once you have to done that click. Step 6. Once you create a IMA user, your SMTP details will be displayed alongside your IMA username. Demo. First, we have to log in into our AWS account. Then in search bar, we have to search it.
I believe she got disconnected. We'll wait for a minute.
I'm sorry, sir. That's got some issues in here.
Yeah,
Then,
it's fine. You can continue.
then we have to verify our identity. Create identity. I using your email address to verify my identity. If you have any domain names, you can also verify your domains. If you have any tags, you can add this tags. You will receive your email from AWS. Verify your email address. Now you have successfully verified your email address. Then go to the verified identity. Here you successfully verified your email address. Then click on to the SMTP setting. Now you have to create a SMTP transmission protocol setting. Click on to the create. Then create user. You have successfully created your SMTP credential. Then go back to our you have to download your SMTP password and username. Then check your emails to verify your SMTP credential by sending test mails. Here you can choose any scenario you want. You can add a configuration setting. Then the email is successfully sent into your Gmail account. That email. Then that conclusion part. Amazon Simple Email Services is a powerful and reliable tool for quickly sending a marketing, notification, and transactional email. Setting up an Amazon SAS is a straightforward and you can do it in just a few simple steps. With Amazon SAS, you can enjoy the benefits of cloud-based email sending, including improved deliverability, scalability, and security also. Thank you. These are the references I used. If you have any question, you can ask.
Right, it's over, Swetha.
So
Yeah. Were you going to ask something? Do you want to ask something?
no, sir.
Okay, right. So let's go for the demo first. See, your demo was properly explained, and step by step, you finally reached to the destination. Although there was some interruption in between, you explained properly in the PPT part as well. You have used good colors and theme. Can you just scroll up? Right. So as I can see, at some in some slides there is no there is some bigger font size, and in some slide there are some smaller font size. Right. So there is no uniformity. So try to have uniformity throughout the PPT. Right.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. And then when you started with the introduction part, right? So there was no hook story. Right?
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, you skipped hook story. So that shouldn't be happening. It's important for any presentation.
Okay, sir.
And the rest, you covered everything. You have successfully set up email service, and that's a good thing. So yeah, that's all from my side. Just do work on the hook story from the next presentation onward.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure. You can stop sharing now. Right. We'll take one more. Next, we have Komal Meena with us. Yes, Komal, you can unmute yourself.
I am visible.
Yeah, you're visible and audible as well.
Okay. So
Uh,
hello everyone.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Is your presentation scheduled?
Yes, sir. My presentation was scheduled yesterday.
Yesterday, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, you can continue then. You can continue.
Okay. So, hello everyone. I am Komal Meena from Web Developer Group, here to give a presentation on project timeline on real-time stock market data web application. So, now let's imagine you need to do a big project and you have so many tasks to do in it, but you don't know where to start and how to carry on forward. You have you will find a great mess. You don't know what the requirements are to do those tasks. You don't know uh, uh, how much time will it take to complete those tasks. So, in such a chaos, you need a proper timeline. So, this project timeline will help you to manage your project efficiently, where you can organize your tasks efficiently. You can give the deadlines to those tasks. You can apply dependencies on those tasks. So that will make our project to done will be easy. Okay, so this is the list of contents that we are going to see. Firstly, the introduction of our web application. Then we will see that what is project management timeline is. Then we will see its importance. Then we will see the main deliverables of our project. Then we see the tech stacks that we have used in this project. And then we will see the steps that we needed to create a project timeline. Then we will have a demo of our timeline document. Then we will see the Gantt chart that we have created of our project timeline. Then we will see the challenges and the conclusions. And at last, references. Okay, so introduction. So a real-time stock market data web application is an application where an investor can track their stock market data and can see all the information like stock prices, volumes, market trends, so that they can easily track their investments. So this web application also gives us so many features like user account authentication. It provides security to the user data, and it is easy to understand format. So now the question arises, what is a project management timeline is? So a project management timeline is a visual representation of planned and sequenced events of tasks that we needed in order to complete the project. Okay, so it will also helps us to see when we need to start a specific task, when we need to end it, and which task is allotted to whom. So basically, we can say that our project timeline should be in depth, but in easy to understand format. Okay,
Right. Komal, yeah. Okay, we'll wait for a minute.
hello.
Yeah, you're audible.
Oh, sir, sorry for the disruption. Sir, I can start.
Yeah, please reshare your screen.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, you can continue.
Okay. So now the question arises, why are project timelines important? So we have so many tasks to do, but we don't know from where we have to start, and we don't want any disruption while completing the task. So we can organize those tasks efficiently so that we don't face any difficulty while doing those tasks in that manner. Okay. We can also monitor our progress, that how much progress we have already done and how much progress we have to do. And we can also check the milestones that we have achieved already. We can also have a proper communication with the team members during the meeting about how much progress we have done and what we are doing right now. We can also communicate with the stakeholders also. We can also improve overall time management. By using the project timeline, we can manage our time efficiently, so that by allotting the timeline to each task, that we have to complete this task in this time span only. And we can also apply changes like we find any difficulty or some problem arises, then we need to apply some changes. We can do that easily also. Okay. So now, what are the main deliverables of any project? So firstly, the project plan. Firstly, we have a project plan, then the work breakdown structure, and then the project timeline. So these three are confused terms, but they are different identities. So now the text. So I have used Google Docs for creating a timeline document, and also use the Instagram for preparing the Gantt chart. Instagram is a software where we can create Gantt charts for a project management. Okay. So now we will see the steps we need to create a project timeline. So like first, write and approve project plan. So in order to have a successful completion of a project, we need a proper plan. So we will have the goals, what we need from that project, what the stakeholders' requirements are. We will see the scope and the features of that project also. Okay, so step two, generate a work breakdown structure. So as we have seen, seen the all the identified goals, scope, features, and the requirements of the project, now we will break it into subtasks so that we can manage each task efficiently and monitor and manage them easily. In this step three, we will create a specific project task. So we will divide after creating the web uh, after creating those tasks, we will divide it into subtasks. So here we will have a proper overview that what team members have to do which task in which timeline, because we will set the deadlines for that, and what are their main requirements are. Here we will, after creating all these subtasks, we will sequence them in such a order that we don't face any problem, and we will also estimate the time requirement. In step 5, we will identify dependencies and bottlenecks. Like dependencies are those tasks that we needed to complete first in order to complete the current task. And the bottlenecks also, because they slow down the pace of our project completion. So we must identify these first. Also, after that, we should choose our proper project timeline software. So we have two types of approach which we can use for project timeline. First is waterfall style Gantt chart. So we can give a proper timeline view where we can easily track our progress. We can also use a Kanban, which is an agile approach where uh, where one can see where one can do the task, but there is a different view than the waterfall style Gantt chart. There is a proper different columns, to-do list, to the tasks that are already completed, the tasks that we have to do. So it's a different approach than the water style Gantt chart. But here we have used our water style Gantt chart only. In this step 7, we will construct our project time. So, okay, now we have gathered all the information. We have divided the task into subtasks also. We have assigned them deadlines and everything. We have also identified the dependencies and bottlenecks. So it's time to now construct the project timeline in the software. So we will construct our project timeline. We will set all the tasks there and everything that we require. Now, after creating the project timeline, we need to share it with the stakeholders or team members so that they have a clear idea what we are going to do and what we are going to get at last. Okay, so now we will have a project timeline document demo. Okay, so this is my front page, real-time stock market data web application. So this is the index page where first we will have an introduction, then the project scope and features, then the deliverables and the project timeline, Gantt chart, project status report and updates, then conclusion and at last references. So at first, our introduction. So here I have given the overview of our real-time stock market data web application, that what it is and how it helps us in order to track our investments. And now here is the key stakeholders. So like individual investors, active traders, institutional investors, financial advisors, financial journalists. These are all the investors, key stakeholders that are going to get profits from this web application. Now, second, we have a project scope and features. So our web application going to be a real-time data updates. It is going to have a user-friendly interface, search and analyze stock. There we can search and analyze stock anytime. There we can also get a relevant news articles. There we can there it has secure user authentication, and we can check the scalability and reliability. This app is designed to handle. Okay. Now the deliverables. So we have to first give a fully functional real-time stock market data web application, then the documentation on it, outline the design and development of the application, and the presentation showing case the application and features. So now the project timeline. So in the week first, we have to first do the introduction to React.js. That's time estimated is 4 days. So here we will familiarize with the React.js. We will create React.js. We will have a GSX syntax, and we will state manage all the essential concepts that we require for a real-time stock market data web application. Second task, we have to settle up the development environment. So we have to install Node.js or any application and the basic file structure to organize the project code. So for this time estimated is 3 days. In week 2, we have to style our application, and that duration is for 4 days, where we will use CSS or SAS. After that, we have to implement user authentication. So we can apply it integrated with the help of JSON web tokens or the passport.js. In week 3, we have to pull data from the APIs. So estimated duration for that is 3 days. We can pull from like Alpha Vintage API or News API. After that, we have to display data on the front end. So for that, estimated duration is 4 days. So like using React.js component. So we have to use React.js component, and we have to display all the data in the front end in a proper manner. In the week 4, we have to add the search functionality. For that, we have estimated duration for the 4 days. After that, we have to test and debug, and that's estimated duration is for 3 days. In the month 2, week 1, we will implement data visualization. That estimated duration is 4 days. There we will use libraries such as D3JS or chart.js so that we can enhance application data visualization capabilities. After that, we will handle errors or edge cases that we find till now. So estimated duration is that for 3 days. In this phase, like that, handling errors and edge cases. In week 2, we will build the backend. Now the backend part comes. So here we have estimated duration is for 3 days. We will use Node.js or Express.js to develop the backend of the application. Then we will create the APIs. So our team will design and implement APIs. So it will serve as an interface between the front end and the backend. In week 3, we will integrate news API. So our team will integrate news API so that we get relevant news articles for it. Then we will implement real-time update that is estimated duration is for 3 days. There we will implement real-time update using WebSocket. In the week 4, we will optimize performance. We will see the performance and we will try to optimize as much as we can. And for that, we have estimated duration for 4 days. And after creating it, we will deploy our application. And for that, we have estimated duration for 3 days. We can deploy it and in any web server platform such as Heroku or AWS. So this is our project timeline Gantt chart that I have created. So we can see this Gantt chart. In this Instagram software. Okay, so this is our project timeline. So these are the tasks that we need to do. Like first is introduction to React.js. So here is the description of our task that we have to understand the components, JSX syntax, and the state management in React.js. And the time assigned to it is from 1st July to 4th July. As we can see, the next task is setting up the development environment. Its description also like installing Node.js, creating a new React.js application, and setting up a basic file structure. And the time that allotted here is for from 5 July to 7 July. As we can see, these arrows also indicate the dependencies. Like for completing this task, setting up the development environment, we need to first complete the introduction to React.js. Without completing it, we cannot complete this task also. So these arrows define the dependencies. Here we can see this diamond shape. This indicates that the milestones. So like after implementing user authentication, we can complete a one milestone. So like this, our whole tasks are there. This is the second milestone after testing and debugging it. And here we can see that building the backend. So there the backend parts come. So till now, the front end and the testing and debugging and implementing data. So this have done. And at last, we have to deploy the application. So this is the fourth milestone. So, okay, this is the time span of 2 months that we have divided our whole task in. Okay, now let's get back to our document. Okay, so now project status reporting and updates. So now we have created our timeline. Now our team will work on those tasks and will complete it. So we have to give a weekly status report so that we can tell in the meeting to the stakeholders or to the manager that we have such progress during the week. After that, change request. So like we are doing it, if we find any difficulties or stakeholders want some other things, or we have not completed those tasks in that timeline, so we can request changes and we can do that in the timeline. And the third is issue tracking. So Instagram will help us to track and prioritize the issues and bugs and where we can solve those issues. And at last is conclusion. So this is a conclusion that our timeline document just outlines a project execution. So it also tells us the key milestones, the deliverables, and also the resources that we require for each task to complete it. Also, this also serves as a roadmap for the project development. It ensures that our stakeholders are aware that what we are going to do and what our expected deliverables are. It will also give a clear understanding of our project scope and timeline. It will also ensure that our that this is going to have this will ensure that our project will be successful. And last, like the ensure that is developed. So at last, the timeline document, the development team can ensure that our web application is developed in a specific time frame that we have allotted, and the satisfaction is to all stakeholders. These are the references that I have given, that I have used for making this document. That's it. Now let's get back to our presentation. So I've also attached this Gantt chart here in the presentation. Okay, so now the challenges. So what are the challenges that we have faced during making this timeline? So firstly, for making this web application, so firstly we have to gather an accurate and comprehensive information for this web application. Then we have so much information, then we have to organize those information in a proper manner. And after the last challenge that we faced for determining the appropriate timeline format, that which timeline format will well suited for from our project, and it will be easy for our team members and stakeholders to understand. And at conclusion, so I like timeline document is a powerful tool where we can visualize the sequence of events, how we have to do those tasks or events in that project. It will help to give us a clear overview of the timeline, and we can have a proper effective communication with the stakeholders there. Also, we can also creating a timeline document is not an easy task. So we have to have a proper planning, then we have to organize it, and we have to give attention to every small details of that project. Also, to overcome all these challenges that we have discussed before, we need to use a right tool, techniques, and strategies so that we don't face any problems and our project completed in a time frame that was allotted. These are the references that I have used for making the this presentation. So now I am ready to take any questions. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask. Okay, so I think there's no questions. So you can also contact me through my email address. Oh, that's it from my side. Thank you.
Right. So it's good that you kept different conclusions for the document and the PPT. Your demo part was unique, like from the rest which I have seen before. You separate site and created a, you know, an eye-catching Gantt chart. You mentioned the
Yeah.
milestone, and that was the good part of about the Gantt chart. Then your PPT was simple theme, but you covered everything. So that's the good point about the PPT. Then you created separate document for your task, so that was a plus point. And you started with a good hook story as well. But just try to use some different hook story, because it's like common you're using like every other participant, right? So you can work on different hook story. That's all I have to add, because the presentation was properly well maintained and properly explained. So there's nothing, no flaw in that presentation. And that's all from my side.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Right. Yeah, sure. Right. So right. So as you guys all know that it's already past 9, so we can't take any more presentation now. Uh, if anyone has any query, feel free to ask. You can unmute yourself. And if there is no, yeah, Vinay.
So, sir, when am I supposed to give the presentation now?
Right. So that okay. I'll speak about it. See, see, try to join earlier and try to raise your hand. So your number will be up. And since we can't take any more presentation today, so try to join tomorrow at the same time, right? And raise your hand.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, we'll be ending our presentation session now. Very good evening, everyone, and thank you.